Good morning, guys. Welcome. It's very early. It's 5 in the morning. But I've been up a little bit. Let's play Zeus. Potatoes. We continue along. The last episode was the last one I recorded yesterday. I decided that was enough for one day. So we're going to resume our adventure. And so we're in the very first adventure right now, but we're pretty far in. I think we're like over halfway. In terms of missions, we are at the very least. And, well, we've just found a new colony. So, colony missions are a staple of this game. We've just built a city, obviously, and we've started to have some ideas about how we might like to structure it a little bit better, and, you know, to have some fun with it. Well, we get the opportunity to do that now. We're given a smaller map. This is a much smaller map, as you'll notice. It's filled mostly with water up here to the north. This is Crete, and if you remember from the world map, we're down here, right? Crete, this island, the gateway to the world. You know, you've got Egypt to the south of us and so on. This is the edge of Greece. And I guess this is the Sea of Crete that we see above us, and they do actually try to replicate that. Oh, no, we don't want to hit escape. We want to go back to sea. I guess they tried to replicate that here. This must be the Sea of Crete. And, well, there's nothing in it. You can do things with water, but it looks like on this map, it looks like so far this is all early game, and it doesn't really matter. So we've just lost a bunch of space to that, but also I think just the map itself, the square itself, is smaller here. Now, to the south, you'll notice that there's a lot of mountains. So these are going to be a little bit trickier to build on. And in addition to that, so Knossos blossoms, a great potatoes. Under the leadership of Minos, Knossos has grown into a significant city, no longer isolated from the rest of the world. So what that means, I think, is we'll see them on the world map. We'll have a look at that in a second. Also, Talos is in the city. Well, oh, hold on. I need to actually put on my headset here, because I've got the speaker volume very, very low. Oh, I'm so unprepared. This is terrible, isn't it? I suppose I could edit this out, but hey, where's the fun in that? Right, so Talos is in the city. What's that loud clanging? It's Talos, the fierce man of bronze, and he has destruction on his mind. So Jason's Hall. To battle Talos, we can construct Jason's Hall to bring the famous hero to our city. So similar to the Hydra and Hercules, here we have Jason to do battle. We get a gift of drachmas from Thebes. So, oh my god, there's a lot to talk about here. Thebes is us! Check it out. So hello, potatoes. I, Oedipus of Thebes, wish to offer you a gift of 3,000 drachmas. Please accept it with my compliments. So if you remember in the previous mission, we actually set up some, what was it, fleece and some olive oil as like an initial deposit to create this place. And indeed, we're going to be getting some money as well. So I think the amount of money we get here, maybe even the amount of money we start with, I think that all depends on the difficulty that we're playing. So here we get a hell of a lot. We got 7,000, which is very, very, very nice. Also, you notice here on the UI, we've got this icon. This will change for each monster that we have. It was a Hydra before.
Feel the pain as I rain blows on your brain.
So this is Talos. And so, as you remember, he's kind of a master of bronze. So the point of setting this place up is that we want bronze and we want wood. These are two commodities that Thebes itself can't get access to. So we're kind of creating this little satellite city. So it just said he's associated with bronze. Let's see here. So if we scroll down, we already read the one about the Hydra. Where is... Hold on, what is he? He's... No, Jason's the hero. He's Talos. Talos, a bronze man fashioned by Hephaestus, fights using his sword and can also throw fireballs. He most often takes orders from his maker. He's most vulnerable to the hero Jason. Okay, well, there you go. Just a little bit of flavor text, really, that we get from him. Okay. So back to the city. Yeah, check it out. We've got farmland with wolves on it up here, which isn't very good. And down here, all the farmland you'll notice is basically in the mountains. So it would be quite difficult to, say, build carding sheds and stuff on these. We might want carding sheds on the roads, and then the flocks and so on up here. And what that means is our shepherds are going to have more travel time. So that could be interesting. But we might have a nice looking city. So it looks like we've got like an upper city area and a lower city area. But this here, I think, will actually just be production. And then over here will be actually where we make the city. But the thing is, we've got Jason just wandering around right here. I'm sorry, Talos wandering around right here. I'm going to keep making the mistake, I can tell already. So he's not going to hurt us, is he? I'm going to stay... So I had all these big ideas for how I... And we got wolves here. I had all these big ideas for how I wanted to set this up. But this is a very constrained little map. And just to recap here as well, we need 30 wood, 30 wine. Yeah, so if you look now, our orchards, we can't make olives, but we can plant grapevines, and we can get growers' lodges. And so, by the way, you remember in episode 1, I showed off, like, the free play, the open play thing, where I said, oh, yeah, guys, you can do, like, these sandboxes. Essentially, in those, you get all the different buildings and all the different stuff all at once, right? So, Egypt was discovered, check it out, because we're down here at Crete, we can see stuff nearby. Greetings, Potatoes. Explorers have returned from their exploits and report that they have discovered a place called Egypt. So again, if we go to the world map, Egypt is down here now. And obviously, it's just sort of marked by a compass. It's down here on the bottom right. And Libya is here on the bottom left. I especially like this one of Egypt here because, again, in the Impression series video games, I think the first one they ever did was called Pharaoh. And the expansion for that game was called Cleopatra. And that was set in Egypt, so it's kind of like, you know, you can play this game and be excited about it and then go back to Pharaoh if you like, but the Pharaoh is old now and it's pretty janky. It also doesn't have like the magic or the whimsy, and the mechanics are a bit more tricky, so I don't know, and I didn't play it when I was younger, so I don't have nostalgia for it, but I still like the idea of it being there. Okay, anyway, so look, they sell bronze, which we want, but the idea really is to produce our own. They're buying olive oil, which we can't produce anyway, so hey. Alright, let's get building. Now, I think this will be the entrance to the city down here. I really don't like these wolves. Do we have a way of dealing with the... if we can at least deal with the wolves, we might be alright. No, like, we can't hunt them or anything. If I put a guard post here, do they hunt the wolves? I don't know. Alright, let's do this. Let's do a long line. Like a really long line. Let's put a roadblock here right at the entrance to the city, and a roadblock there. Actually, that was unnecessary. We don't need to do either of those. Already starting amazingly, aren't we? There we go. Let's do it that way. Okay, so then let's clear these trees down here, and let's put a maintenance office. Now, I want to see how far he goes. Now, I noticed while editing the previous part that I didn't actually verify. Oh yeah, employees needed. Oh yeah, of course, we've got to put some houses down first. I don't like this. Jason is right. Talos is right there. Alright. I'm going to put all houses on this side for now. And then, like, I just want to try some weird and kooky and fun designs while we're on easy mode. Because, you know, if we don't do it now, when are we ever going to do it? So now we're going to find out that the entrance to the city is all the way over here. It is. Oh, well, I mean, I kind of like the flavor of that. You know, they're traveling all the way across. But that's going to be a bit annoying. Okay, do you know what? I'm just going to leave these guys in their shacks with a bit of water. And that's it. And they're going to be scavenging for food and not very happy. But I'm going to... So, yeah, you might have been wondering, do you remember in episode 1, I was like, oh, we could just put shacks everywhere and then that's it. The thing is, it does globally track, like, you remember the Hall of Hercules says, okay, we need good coverage across the whole city for athletics. If I just did, like, 5 of these roads like this and just put, like, a shanty town up, I mean, that would be a basic way. And now they get water as well. And they won't burn down or anything, or collapse. That is a basic way to get a little bit of population, but it's gonna like lower the general city rating. My popularity is not gonna be very high. So you'll see he goes a bit higher, he goes a little bit further. But we can do it, I mean, why not? So, I'm just gonna have these people like this, okay? We're just gonna spend a bit of drachma. But now that I've realized they enter the city from elsewhere, I think what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to build my housing district over here. I don't know. No, screw it. Let's do it over here. Let's do it over here. No, 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 no. Oh my god, I'm all over the place. All right, let's do it over here. Right, so let's try that again. So we'll do a road up. And now that's close enough to that it doesn't really affect anything. Let's put that there. Let's go with the same design. Okay, so maintenance office. All right, the Isfian games, that's fine. Maintenance office, and people can actually work these things now. And a fountain. And then a watch post, I guess. Actually, if I put a watch post over here, do you guys think that those guards will protect them from Talos? Shall we see? I don't know whether they will. It would be nice, or at least the wolves or something. So they go right up towards the forest there. This might collapse or get on fire or something, we'll see. But there we go, so we've got 100 people. So back over here, let's put the infirmary down, because they're going to want that. That's a sort of a very important initial thing. And what else do they need? Not too much, right? A tax office? Oh, but we need a palace. Okay, so where's the palace going to be? Okay, let's have a road to the palace that goes all the way up here. Let's have a seaside palace like this. Oh, it does need a road connecting it. So we can do that. And here we can verify just how far do these guys get. So this is the infirmary dude. Oh look, he goes really far. He goes up there, okay. So this is as far as that walker goes. We'll put the tax office down now as well, which is nice. Oh, and do you know what would be really cool? If we could then put a bridge and go off across, but obviously it's just an ocean. Or a sea, I should say, not an ocean. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get too far. Then we can have a gymnasium for a bit of culture, I guess. Well, but then we have a stadium as well. So what if the stadium... Oh, I've got a really cool idea. Okay, what if, alright, what if the palace is down a long road? And as you proceed down the road... Well, I don't want... That looks good, but it's too... You get all the big culture venues. Like, this is the heart of the city, right? Oh, I keep right-clicking that, expecting it to give me the mini ones, but we left-click it. So, the drama school is going to be here as well. And the college is going to be here as well. And then we can put, like, I don't know, some parks. You see how I'm doing these parks really early here? That's kind of... And, you know, let's do not an avenue. Yes, an avenue. I was thinking of a boulevard, but an avenue is what we want. We could do that as well. I'm doing, like, aesthetics really early. I think in the harder difficulties, we will be doing aesthetics later. Because, and they need a maintenance post. Because they're expensive. But here, so check it out. All these people, they're going to walk through the whole city to get here now. Which means walking past all of the houses, right? I think anyway. But we really do need to, speaking of houses, we do need to actually start getting some of these down here. So let's put these ones here. I think we'll be fine with those. Let's put these ones here. Oh, I noticed in the previous part as well, guys. I noticed that in the elite housing... How many of you guys spotted this? In the elite housing district back at Thebes, one of them's offset. Like there's a double gap. Oh, dear. Yeah, I did see it. I don't think I'm going to fix it because it's going to take a lot of effort to fix it. But, you know. This is kind of annoying. I could move the path, I suppose. So let's do that, I guess. Well, actually, not all the way down there. But here like this. And then like this. Clear all of that. I don't really like clearing, I don't know about you guys, but the plant life away too much. Oh, no, that's okay. Alright, fine, whatever, like that. See, and then this way, I can clear this. Rebuild it. One over. Oh, this was a bit silly, wasn't it? Whatever. We can rebuild that one as well. And then administration. Let's get our next tax office. I don't know. It gives us a little bit of space. With which... Okay, well, they're going to want culture. Wait, what do they want? They're going to want food quickly. Oh, they need an agora. Alright, I guess an agora is what we have to put down first. Oh, did it again. I've woken up today and decided I don't know how to play the game. So, yeah. Oh, and that was worthwhile, because we do get an extra 2x2 building. So we'll put a food vendor there. Alright, now let's start getting our... speaking of food, let's have a little storage district. Well, we don't even need a roadblock for this. To be honest, guys, I should remember, when we go to a colony, the first thing I should do is start with the food, because then they'll be producing it like as soon as possible. So I don't know, let's do that. It's gonna smell like onions up near the Colosseum. I don't know, what do we think about like scales and distances here? Yeah, it needs access to a road, don't worry, I'll give you one. So like that. Like, is that miles away? Is that around the corner? Oh, I can't put one there. I really had my heart set on putting one there. Well, that's fine. We can do that with a roadblock there so he doesn't waste time. And then we can have the granary. I mean, we could squeeze a granary in there, but then who's going to tend to it? I mean, that's fine. Let's put one there. Oh, he's going to tend to it. He goes all the way. In fact, how far does he go? Let's see. All that's important is he makes it here. Yeah, okay, that's really good. So he makes it here, which means we can put something there, some kind of building. I don't know what. But we'll be alright with that. Look, they're already bringing onions. There you go, and she's going to collect them.
I can't wait to pick out the finest food for my customers. I wouldn't want them to go hungry.
You know, it's funny. I keep expecting her to have different dialogue based on what she's collecting, but I don't think that that's the way that it works. It's just got this generic food cornucopia, and that's it. And now that I look at her, I was thinking before, oh, that represents bread because she's getting bread, but it doesn't, does it? Obviously, it's a basket of fruit, and I don't actually think baskets of fruit are a thing in this game. This is such a good format of game, I think, in terms of like you could just reskin or retheme it, and boom, you're really happy. Like I think about the Total War series. How, you know, it had like the reasonably popular real life low fantasy ones, and then it did like the Warhammer edition, and it was huge. Like, why couldn't that be the same here? Here we go. So we're evolving. I want to watch the evolution. This is always a source of immense satisfaction for me. There you go. Oh. And what we could do as well, this isn't very good, really. We could have gone a lot further with a lot more houses. But that can be a house. You can't feed everyone as it is. Okay, well. Oh, we get a gift of olives. From Knossos. Okay, and the Nemean Games. Alright, well that's somewhat frustrating, because I don't really have a storage place yet. But we can set that up just over here, for now. 2 of those, plus a maintenance officer who hopefully doesn't get picked off by wolves. Okay, now my idea here, right, is to clear this path, pull it off from here. The maintenance guy won't get so far now, but now if I clear this, you notice he updates his there we go, we can accept the olive oil, thank you. Oh, I actually can't build path, damn. Because you see what I was trying to do? I was trying to squeeze an onion farm in there. But it didn't work. Because then, oh, I could have had 3. I could have had, no, well, 2. I could have had 1 there and 1 there. But I can't remove that part. Unless, hold on. Oh, I can. Oh, but no. You see, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Because you can't build there. Damn. Alright, well, that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, another weird way you could play this is with, so none of this matters. So let's just go back to the other thing. Like, loads of paths all over the place, and I'm kind of interested in that concept, but hey. Alright, so we'll just build 1 more onion farm there. Now, I don't want to exhaust our labor too much. So they need more culture to evolve. Because I didn't actually put any culture buildings down yet. But in theory, we can deal with this. Oh, do you know what we could do? I mean, this is a bit silly, really, because this is quite a short mission. But what we could do is we could have the road come out from there, like that. Now, I don't know where the maintenance guy's going to get to now, but we'll see. Anyway, so taking that all the way down there. And then, oh god, the granary's kind of blocking the roadblock. I was going to say we could now move stuff down, move the roadblock to here maybe. And then get houses and more stuff all the way along. I'm going to try it. Okay. So the granary is still open there. Can I just say, I'm watching this in editing, and earlier when I built this path right here, I clearly misclicked and added that extra bit of path there. Didn't notice it at the time. And I thought, oh, well, that's a minute ago, I thought that's excusable because my attention's moved on. But here I am putting a roadblock right next to it that clearly won't work, and I still didn't spot it. Unbelievable. I mean, really, look at it. It's right there. So we can clear that. And now, in theory, I could do a theatre down here. It's a very odd sort of setup, isn't it, really? But these theatre people hopefully will walk all the way to the end. It doesn't look like that's too far. And then we can give them a gymnasium as well. It says build a drama school to train more actors. We have a drama school. It's over there. Okay, so maybe this doesn't work the way I thought. Maybe the drama school isn't one per city. So like this person, are you?
This city falls below my very exacting standards.
Oh, it falls below your exacting standards. Let's see, do you go over the roadblock? You do. No, it works the way that I thought. So people will go from the school to the theatre, passing these houses and evolving them as they go. So we're about to get a ton more people, but we're going to have a food shortage, like a major food shortage. So, unless it's just onions are seasonal, like the wheat is. Oh, problem here is that guy's no longer passing that because of that roadblock. I'm not quite sure why I built that there, but fine, we'll put it here. So he'll go left all the way up the road, and then right all the way up the road. And hopefully he'll keep them all maintained. There you go. So he's keeping that granary good. He'll keep these farms good. So there you go. So that's food sorted. I think we're okay with food now. And we got a big population. Okay, so now we can't produce our own olives here, so I don't know whether we're really going to be tearing these people up majorly. I think that, you know, this will be as good as, to be honest. We could even squeeze a house in there. If I think about more stuff that they need, we'll remove some houses. But you see how it's easy to remove a shack. It's much harder to remove a townhouse, you know. But anyway, so they should evolve and they should be fine. So they might not go that much further. I'm tempted to delete this and build another district out and just see how it works. I mean, no time like the present. Let's try it. I'm going to remove that. I really don't know how this will work. Like, will culture workers come up here regularly? Will people deliver food here regularly? How's this going to look? But let's just wing it and see. Like, these guys are devolving. Because they need food. Food is the big issue. But we have more than enough farms. We definitely do. Now, there's this thing of shifting labour. I don't remember how to do that. I'm going to have to look that up between the next two episodes. So this guy's performing maintenance on nothing. Right. So this area is going to be for wine. We're going to get some wine industry going now. So we can put growers' lodges. Again, I don't really want to put it on the farmland, but I don't have much of a... I haven't left myself much room, have I? And I don't think it matters that much. So let's do growers' lodge, growers' lodge, growers' lodge. And then let's give them... So the grapevines look like these. Grapevines are tricky to actually look nice. I like them to be in nice unified blocks like that. Like that looks good. But if you grab just a giant square... You see, you get like these random ones in like this one here, and they don't look good. So Oh, apparently I can't undo that, so I built a random thing there. I like the thought of the one employee that has to go all the way out there to deal with that, and then just gets, you know, attacked by wolves or something. So we get some growers' lodges going. Now, weren't we here for bronze as well? Were we here for bronze? I don't really remember what the bronze deposit looks like. But it's something like little flecks on mountainsides or something. I don't think we are here for bronze. Oh no, we're here for words. Of course we are, wood. Alright. Damn, look, they all devolved. Oh my god, and this guy wants food as well. Hey, Potatophus, I from Knossos need food. Well, I haven't got any food. Here you go, finally there's a harvest coming in. And look, there's so much actually that they've filled the granary up. These guys aren't moving with their carts. That's because the whole granary is getting filled. Oh, look, I'm really sorry. Hopefully... See, it'll be interesting. You see all these guys are leaving.
Thrown out of my home. What did I do to deserve this?
It'd be interesting if they lingered around the city for a little while, just in case things re-evolve. So you get that benefit that, you know, there's not this weird thing of a billion people leaving on one side of the map while a billion people join on the other. But then also... I mean, you could say maybe these people are demotivated, so they don't want to live here anymore, fine. But if they're lingering around the city, you've also got this cool idea that maybe then they participate in crime. Dude, I'm refusing you. I cannot give you food. Yeah, I could have set the food situation up much earlier than I have. That is all I can do, right? Yeah, because then there's fleece and sheep. So speaking of which, let's do that as well. So this will be our vineyard. So our shepherds will deal with the sheep over there. Now I don't want them to be too far away. We could do 2 carding sheds. Well, is that enough actually? And 2 over there, I guess. So I've made 3 vineyards and 4 carding sheds. Yeah, Knossos thinks less of you. Our city's best at, and the Pythian games are beginning. Okay. I like the way that they bundle all the notifications together like that, so you can just click through them. It's like you have a diplomacy phase, almost, you know? It's not quite like Civ, where there are actual, like, turns or whatever. But you kind of get that. Alright, here we go. So they're going to go deal with those sheep. Needs more workers. Sheep are frolicking in their fields with no fear of losing their wool in the near future. There's a thing, though, isn't there, that sheep actually... They want to be... They hate having too much fleece, don't they? Doesn't it get really unhealthy? I swear I've seen some videos online of really, really, like, dense fleece, and just... It gets really horrible and mouldy and nasty and crusty, doesn't it? Anyway. So that's fleece. These people are moving in again. I guess we can put a fleece vendor down. It's more jobs, and things are a little bit precarious right now. But look, we got more than enough onions now. Look at that. The granary's full. I think we're going to have an overflow of onions next time. And that's fine with me. So, there you go. So, fleece. They will want storage. And, oh, look. We have a perfect little spot for fleece storage. Oh, no, we don't. But why not? Let's see. So, I'm going to rotate the screen. Man, that is always so disorienting. Okay, the reason that it doesn't is because of that tree there. Wait, but is that not a part of the granary? It's a part of the granary. Oh, it's because of the road. No. I wanted you to be... Alright, whatever. That is technically on the road. And then what we'll do, okay, is we're going to say... Empty of everything except fleece. You can accept the fleece. You don't have to get it necessarily. But any fleece we produce, I want there. See, and in this way, these people at the Agora will always be able to access it. And then we could do one for olive oil as well, like maybe by those trees. But the thing is, I don't know whether we're really going to have access to much. Whoopsie, did I put an olive oil thing down instead of a fleece thing? No, that is a fleece one. I saw the pot there and it confused me. So let's see, what... They need food. They'll get it soon. I'm really curious how this will go. The the maintenance workers should go up and to this roadblock, down, and then up and through here, and then down. He should alternate. And therefore, they should get a lot of coverage. I like this, like, branching neighborhood thing. And if this works, could you do another one, is the question. But now he's got so many areas to patrol, maybe things start devolving. So, like, we could look at, like here. So, water, for example. These guys have no water carrier at all. The guy from the fountain will never come here, apparently. Recently passed, no water carrier, no water carrier. But eventually will they do it? So here, look at this is a good little map mode. Let's see if they move to the right. See, this is a bit wasteful now because they're walking all the way down here and we don't really want them walking all the way down here. Are they? Yeah, see, they don't go very far. Alright, well, let's clear that. And that. The maintenance guy seems to get further. So we'll do that, and then I don't know whether they have infirmary access. Let's see. Hygiene. Healer recently passed by. But the household did not eat well last month. Well, they're eating well now. Okay, so it looks like hygiene goes pretty far. You don't need that many infirmaries. It looks like the maintenance guys go quite well. Unrest is fine because we're on easy mode. Mechanics for later. And water's good there as well. Okay, so it's just a little bit more water. I kind of like that, because that's like real life, you know. People need more water than they do other things. You know, you'll die of thirst, or thirstation, much quicker. Thirstation not being a word, but I believed it was for many years, even when I wasn't a little kid anymore. Much quicker than anything else. Okay, so, fleece will be coming, and there you go, it's already coming. In fact, they're filling it in here. They might want a peel or something. But what I could do, I might put a monument right there perfectly between all of these houses when we hit 1,000 population and we get the population monument. High unemployment is a problem. Okay, good. So we can get to work then on more stuff. For example, let's start cutting down trees. So over here, let's go to the industry tab, raw materials, a timber mill. So we'll put some timber mills down near the shanty town. I really don't like these wolves. I mean, they're right there. They seem fine. So this is a new building we haven't seen yet. All the lumberjacks are okay here and busily cutting down trees and hewing out planks. So you see that these guys are flinging their yo-yos. They're just doing nothing. That just means idle. They're waiting for the other workers, these guys.
I just hope that the tree I cut down is just a tree and not a tree nymph, Daphne, or an oak capable of prophecy. My job isn't easy.
It isn't easy. The lumberjacks need to cut this stuff, bring it to the shop, and then the other guys will get to work. And if you were watching closely, the marble masonry stuff was very similar too. Okay, so... Then, let's undo that, actually. Then I'm going to have a storage district up here. There's a festival at Thebes. My dear leader, Potatoes. I hope you haven't forgotten us here in Thebes. I need 10 amphorae of wine for a great festival to Aphrodite. If you don't send the goods within 6 months, the people will become disappointed. Uh-oh. Okay. So our parent city needs that wine, and I'm more than happy to give it to them. But we need to actually process it as well. So let's get a winery. Well, okay. Yeah, alright, I guess. So we'll have processing going on all over here. So some wineries. Whoopsie. Man, it's so easy to mouse. Oh, we need more employees again. Shit. Okay, maybe we give these guys a little something something. I mean, it is a really nice area, isn't it? So let's... Yeah, but the food's going to be so far away from them. We can't really evolve these guys more without oil. But we can maybe... So here's a gazebo. So what if we put the odd gazebo around? Now, in a corner there, does that count as on a road? Let's see, shall we? Okay, no, it's too far from a road. That's why the plot will have disappeared. I probably placed one there before, and it just disappeared. So let's put some gazebos around, because I think these guys need high appeal. Yeah. So I never quite finished expressing that thought. But there you go. So more people will move in now. Now that they have got some gazebos. And again, I think a monument in the middle would look really good. It might not be necessary anymore. Oh, this area is very unappealing, apparently. So let's give him some parks. There you go. And he's evolving now. Let's give these guys some parks. I love this house here. This one little house. Right next to the tax office and the shopping area. You know, it's the funny thing. I like going to, like, town. I'm not saying, like, malls, but I'm, like, saying shopping areas in towns. And you look, like, carefully around, like, on top of the house, on top of the shops. There are, like, houses. I'm always so curious about those kinds of places to live, and I don't know. They're probably horrible places to live because the roads are so busy and so on. But yeah. Right, there you go. That's more than enough people. We got loads, and hopefully we can feed them all. So back to our wineries. There you go. We get our 1,000. So there's a bit of parity there. Now, storehouses. Let's do it like this, okay? And let's say here that you're not gonna have... Oh, okay. Well, you can have wood, but nothing else. You see, like, if this was a modern game, it would have, like, a template for this. And you could just apply the template. So we're gonna have 2 storehouses of wood. On the other side, we're gonna have storehouses of grapes and wine. Both of them. Why not? I mean, we could do a little bit more dedicated than that, but whatever. So you go, grapes and wine, and then these 2 lower ones are just kind of generic overflow storage, if you will. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like we are on a bit of a time limit with these. I've got to be a bit careful with the rambling at the start of the episodes because, okay, and then over here, this guy already had a little bit, so I'm going to tell them to empty these 2 so that they go to their correct storage. Well, actually, yeah, because these are saying get, aren't they? No, they're just saying accept. Whatever, the game's figured it out. It's doing what I wanted it to do. Yeah, at the start of these missions, I'm going to have to be a little bit careful about how much rambling we do at the start. We'll find a way to pause, I guess, as we discuss things. So the shantytown's still doing okay. I mean, is there anything much that I can do for them? They just want food. If I see that we have loads of onions and they're all standing in carts waiting to deliver more onions, they are. Alright, fine. We will transport onions through the whole city here. I'm going to put a granary all the way up here in an area that isn't going to interfere with what else I want to do. This is our underclass, okay? So we're fine treating them badly. Do you know what I really like the idea of? I like the idea of a city that has walkers going through interesting places. So you know how I put the trading posts near the exit to the city? I kind of think obviously that's efficient. I kind of think a cooler way of doing it is having the trading posts in the heart of the city. First, there is some efficiency there. Let's say you've got loads of industry, northwest, southeast. They can all get to the trading post quite quickly if it's central. But then what that means is, like, I like the idea of an elite housing district that sometimes will have a shipment of, like, onions or whatever going through it. I like interesting NPCs walking in interesting areas. So I'll try and do that in my outposts as much as I can, my colonies. So the festival, well, Potatoes, I managed to hold the festival for Aphrodite and Thebes without the 10 amphorae of wine I needed for you. I'm beginning to think that Oedipus would make a better ruler than you. Tried to change my mind by sending 10 amphorae of wine now. I don't know if we're going to get game over or what if we upset our parent city. Hopefully we don't get game over. Okay, and now this is going to be weird, but let's see. Let's pull this out. Let's put an agora down here. Oh, they already have a fountain, so the agora probably doesn't make sense there. Whatever. And a food vendor. And we're going to hold off with the fleece for a while because I don't know whether these guys deserve it necessarily just yet. Or we're not going to get drowned out. They might need even more food. I don't know. We could do houses all along here. And just see how that works out. Because look, they got a maintenance post. Oh, they need an infirmary though. If we're going to actually make this a place, they need an infirmary. So what I'll do is I'll undo those. And I will, I'll have an infirmary, like, I guess at the end of the road. Since I don't want one of their things getting wasted going back, so, I don't know, it's wasted anyway, isn't it? Whatever. There you go. Plus an infirmary. So there you go. So all these onions. So these guys are evolving. So we're getting a bunch more population. You'll notice our population is spiking here. I've only done 2 little housing districts. So you see that thing of getting the Hercules Hall and stuff getting to 1,500, or in episode 1 we needed just 1,000. It's very easy. You know, it doesn't take very long. So these guys are devolving now because they're running out of fleece. Thebes thinks less of me. Yeah, I know, dude. I'm sorry, but you've given me a job to do, alright? And that's get wine. Should have done this one as well. And, or maybe what I should have done is I should have set the ones that I want for the dedicated storage to get. Yeah, like up here, I shouldn't have said accept, I should have said get. Get. And now in this way, I don't need to mess with any of the other rules. And these guys will get grapes, these guys will get grapes. Oh, and get wine. And get wine. Okay, so we got our wine production going. We've got our wood production going. And that's Crete done, I think, really. I mean, I don't think there's anything else for us to do except watch it roll through. This was an interesting setup. The culture seems to have worked out. They need even more appeal. So I'm not quite sure how this works often, but here we go. Let's do the population monument. Looks like we won a game at some point as well. Hopefully the power of that monument hits these over here. It might be a little bit far. Let's put some Corinthian columns. Like, I like the idea of an expansion to this game as well. Like a modern one. Is if you're in Crete, you get Crete columns. Or more to that, maybe tenements look slightly different based on what colony you're on. Just ever so slightly. I'm talking about a lot of art development, obviously. But it would mean that Crete really looks and feels, obviously in terms of layout and geography and stuff, they're all going to feel really interesting. And in terms of the resources, they're all going to be very distinct. But you could do every little building as a slight different, like, tweak, you know. Like, maybe the obvious thing to say is the color of the roofs. Because that would be very easy to do and so on. There are different colored houses in the expansion. I think when you're in Atlantis and you're dealing with... And by the way, Atlantis is basically pure fantasy, obviously, because there is no Atlantis. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, Atlantis isn't real. Over there, they're all like blue, I think, or purple or something. And they do have some other changes as well, like the culture into science. There you go. So these people are all moving through. See, there's this thing, I'm sure there must be something about this in terms of, like, real-life civil engineering or whatever, but I'm tempted to create a bunch more production facilities, but I don't need to. You know, the throughput is already high enough that we will hit our goal. All I'm going to do, by going further than that will just eat someone. Look, they're attacking the immigrants. Knossos needs fleece. I'm going to say no, because I don't know how much fleece I've got. And I don't really like you, Knossos. And it doesn't matter that much, I think, that Crete isn't liked by Knossos. So here, look, we get a few houses on our branch. But these guys don't have food. You know, maybe I'm making a mistake here and we need to get some more onion farms going. What else have we got in terms of farmland? We've got quite a lot. We could try to get some onion farms up here. So you see the problem we're going to have now. Which is... Oh. I need to remember it won't put me directly back onto the tool. Whoopsie. The problem we're going to have is, like, efficiently using all of this space. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So, what if I put the farms down first and see if we can find a maintenance post second? Well, see, we can't. There is no space for a maintenance post if I go this setup. And I don't know if I want to have this one guy here responsible for all of this. Well, no, there's another dude there. But still. Alright, here we go. There's a festival on Mount Cytherian. Oh, he called me a dog, though. I'm not giving you the wine. I keep postponing as well. I should just say no here. Alright, let's get rid of that. And let's put that there. Now, our production might be gated by not having enough grapevines. So we could put some more of those down. And again, I don't want to do like branches. I think that's a bad idea. Oh. But what we can do is we can put some more growers lodges there. And there's still a gap here. Oh, does he want it? Oh, great, Potatoes, you now have enough wine stored to meet the demands made by a Gave of Mount Cytherian. No, let's refuse him. Let's refuse him. So this gap is crucial for people to actually get out. Oh, no, it's not crucial, really. It's this area that I was thinking of. So there's carding sheds there. That's fine. We have some space here as well, if we really want. These guys are chopping down these trees. So let's see. Wine's coming in. Oh, here you go. These people are... Oh, no, sorry. I thought there were guys with wheelbarrows standing still, but it's not actually. Here, this is a cool animation as well, by the way. The winery. The two... It feels like there's kids all the time, but I don't think they are kids. I think they're people. So that's Knossos. I thought I would gently remind you that I'm still expecting you to send fleece. No, I'm not. Oh, mind you, you said you're gently reminding me. Also, that was Mount Cytherian. I'm sorry, I'm refusing people everything here. I shouldn't do that, really. But I'll take the luxury of the difficulty mode for this first adventure to have a bit of fun with this. Later, we'll look back with, you know, jealous eyes. There you go. Let's put those two, just more generic overflow here. How are we looking now? So there we go. We have the wood. Set that aside. And we will have the wine in just a moment. So I never really did use any of this space here. And you'll notice the map was actually more than big enough. Yes, me and games conclude. Oh, of course, Talos is here. I forgot about that. Oh, crap. Well, the mission is just to get the stuff. So did we skip having to deal with Talos? Have I skipped that? So here's the Hero's Hall for Jason. Let's see what Jason wants, shall we? Let's put it down. Jason wants 3 triremes. 2 horseman companies. 64 crates of food and some horses. Oh, crap. So, one of two things is going to happen here. We're going to finish this mission, and it's going to turn out we've got to deal with Talos. Or, we're just going to finish the mission, and it's going to turn out that I kind of skipped that content, I guess. I skipped dealing with the Talos threat. The mini threat here. We've already done some stuff, but yeah, triremes are not that bad. That would be cool to show you guys. That actually utilizes the water. The problem is, where would I even put them now? I think I've screwed myself out of those triremes, because these are all high, tall cliffs. And you need a shallow shoreline. Like, here's good places for triremes. This is all perfect trireme spots, but I put the palace there. I suppose we could move the palace to the shantytown area. And then just put the triremes up here. Horses, though. I mean... I can't grow wheat, though. Don't you need wheat for horses? I'm not sure. I think you do. There we go. So, 30 amphorae of wine. Oh, also, there's still the flags, the military stuff that I've got to show you guys. So, set aside. And we'll see what happens. But that's basically quest complete. So, a weird little colony here.
The priestess's prophecy has come true. You have wrested Europa from Talos's grip and delivered her back to her brothers in Greece. Talos, however, is enraged that you have taken his charge from him and is following close on your heels.
Oh, see, okay, so I need to remember this. So you can skip some threats. It's not really in the spirit of the game to do that, though. Maybe I'm only able to do that on easy because maybe he doesn't roam so far or attack so much. I will endeavor to actually play the content of the game. I just totally spaced and forgot it for this episode here. Don't worry, we'll see other opportunities to see Jason fighting Talos for sure. I kind of don't like how once the hero has finished his quest, he leaves. Like, I like the idea of a city that's got a bunch of heroes and gods. But hey, okay, so proceed.
The wedding of Harmonia and Cadmus was a splendid affair. Hephaestus, Aphrodite, and Ares were in attendance, along with notable leaders from all over the world. Ares and Aphrodite beamed with pride as they each presented Harmonia with a gift. Aphrodite gave the bride a gorgeous necklace that Hephaestus had made, and Ares presented the bride with a beautiful and ornate robe. But the gift that you brought to the wedding was the best of all. You brought Europa, and she was finally reunited with her brothers, Cadmus, Thasus, Phoenix, and Cilix. Ecstatic over the return of their sister, Cadmus and Thasus have become your staunch allies, while Phoenix and Cilix opened their distant cities, Phoenicia and Cilicia, to trade. Harmonia and Cadmus even agreed to present you with the robe and necklace, though they thought it best to send you the gifts later, after the gods had left, so as not to offend them. Only two things marred the ceremony. The first was the fear that Talos would arrive on the scene at any moment. The second was the shocking lack of wine. Wine has been difficult to come by in Greece lately, except in Mount Cithaeron, which has an abundance of the beverage. The people of Mount Cithaeron are refusing to share their supplies, though, keeping all of the wine for themselves.
Okay, what have we learned here, most importantly, out of everything? It's pronounced Cithaeron. Yeah, I guess my crazy botched pronunciation of Cytherian. It's not Rion, is it? It's just Run. So, Cytherian. Alright, there we go. We've learned something. Jesus, also Phoenix. This is a Greek name or origin or whatever. So, what does this mean? We're probably going to have Talos here straight away. Which means that stuff about the wharfs and things we will need for Thebes itself. So we're back to Thebes now. Oh yeah, there's the fire. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time. Oh god, I was also in the middle of something important, and then the fire triggered. So I have to remember whatever that was. So we're back to our main city, and now we have a supply of wine and wood. We can do fancier things. And we're probably going to have another attack from some kind of monster or something. I've got to deal with this as well. We've probably got all these kind of maintenance issues all over the place. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the mini adventure in Crete. And I will see you on the next one. Take care. Or should I say the mini adventure in Cyprus, because that was actually the name of the town, wasn't it? Anyway, hello everybody. Yeah, at the end of the last episode, you remember I mentioned there'll be some outro sections. And I also mentioned that most of them, they won't be like super long manual readings. Most of them are actually going to be quite short, to be clear. But I mentioned they're going to be about dialogue. Well, yeah, I'm talking about the very funny and very charming voice acting in this game, which is one of the things that it's most remembered for throughout the ages. Now, I've really tried, as this Let's Play's gone along, to right-click different people, different walkers, citizens of the town, so that you get cool tidbits they might talk about, right? I really have tried, and we've got a good amount of it. But here's the sad truth. Players, and this is a truth I think most people who are even big fans of Zeus don't realise. Most players, they don't hear like 90% of the dialogue in this game. And even I, when trying, probably throughout this series, only get about 60% of what they actually wrote, made jokes about, voice acted. Maybe 60%, half, maybe max, seriously. Now, this is mostly because if you're playing this game halfway competently, and as I've mentioned, it's kind of an easier game compared to the others in the series. If you're playing halfway competently, your city's doing okay, and then therefore, most of the contextual dialogue that these people can be talking about, well, most of that's for when things are going bad, like if they have plague or if they're hungry. So you kind of miss all of it. To me, this is a pretty typical problem for big games, a lot of modern games, complicated games. It's actually what I'm really interested in on YouTube a lot of the time. You know, these design flaws where some of the really good art and ideas and expression that should be in the product get missed because, you know, slight design issues cause it to get gated off and it becomes obscure when really it shouldn't be. On a lot of other occasions in this game, there's just these ultra-specific moments, like these tiny windows of opportunity as well to get some dialogue. And because you'll be playing at a high speed and you'll be distracted, you'll have something going on, setting up some storage, setting up some new industry, and then you get a pop-up, you'll miss your chance because you're going to get the pop-up and then you're going to immediately go back to doing whatever you were doing a second ago. Like, they actually voice acted a bunch of lines from when you have to pay tribute to another city, and that means that this is a type of line that only shows up when you're a vassal, which only happens after you've been conquered once, but before you've been conquered twice and get game over. That does not happen often. I'm not going to spoil how often that happens in the Let's Play by saying it here, but it is very rare, and only under that circumstance, if you speak to the right people at the right time, you'll get some special dialogue, right? There's the revolt mechanic in this game as well, which I'm not sure by this episode you've actually seen just yet, but there are revolts. It's kind of a really minor thing as far as the game's considered. It just turns off a bit of trade for a while, but for whatever reason, Impressions added dialogue for every type of NPC if a revolt is going on, and some of them are often quite funny, but, you know, how often do you even realise a revolt's happening or care to stop to go speak to people about it? Even the heroes that can visit your town, when they're, like we had Hercules, when they're roaming around after they've done their job, which you would never have a reason ever to click them after they've already killed their monster or gone off on their quests or whatever, they have dialogue for every potential thing that can happen in the game, including like the revolt. It's really that nuts. Then there's like culture workers who obviously have all the regular dialogue that I just talked about, but then they'll go off to the games, right? And they'll have dialogue when they leave for the games, when they come back, based on whether they won or they lost. Yet if we think about, say, the athlete, every time I click him in the Let's Play, which is a lot, he always just says the same thing. This city is like Ajax, head and shoulders above the rest. He just says that over and over and over, even though he's got so much he could say. The gods are a little bit different, but they're not immune to the issue either. So the gods spend most of the time just spamming you to be worshipped. Worship me, and your city will never know hunger, or whatever, right? But in many cases, you just hear they say that same line, the same worship me, and your city will never suffer from this. Worship me, worship me, worship me. But they have a big pool that they can pick from, and for some reason, the audio engine just doesn't really go for the others very often. I have no idea on that one. Because there's nothing in the dialogue itself from the gods that suggests their lines are contextually based on the state of the city. They're all just kind of generic, but maybe they still are in code or something, and that's why you don't hear all the different worship lines. I think way later in the Let's Play, I'm going to hear a moment with Hephaestus, where after my city reaches a certain point of like population or profitability, he's going to start saying, why won't you worship me? And he starts crying about his legs. Maybe it's based on the number of gods you've already built but not picked them. That could be a good idea. So I don't know. And that meant we missed some of the god dialogue, but a couple like Dionysus, Demeter, I do actually get them all throughout natural gameplay. So lastly, as well, to talk about with the audio engine, I'm pretty sure it's just messed up on modern hardware because of the way the game works with CPU tick rates. Like the ambient town dialogue for the buildings themselves have like a tendency to play on overdrive, and that's the reverse issue. We hear loads and loads and loads about the can we stop the spinning please, or the guy who's lost his spear, and you know, in that case we're in a whole different issue. So anyway, since there's a lot of content you'd miss, I'm going to end almost every episode of this LP by dedicating it to a different character from the game. A lot of the characters you haven't even met yet. So, you know, I won't do any spoilery ones. But when we find a new character, I'll give you their different dialogue variations. But I'll only put audio in at the end that is dialogue that otherwise doesn't appear throughout the natural course of gameplay in the LP, unless I just really love it because I'm a huge fan of, you know, that particular bit, because some of them are really funny and really iconic. So you get to wonder, basically, as this goes along, which episode is this going to be dedicated to with the NPC? And yes, I've just done a huge long ranting spiel here, and we did a long bit on the manual before. Most of these sections are going to be quite short. You'll just hear the dialogue, and then we'll move on. Okay, so what should we do for the first episode? Well, I guess let's pick the athlete, because he's got a lot of stuff, and you know, I've not expressed much brevity here regardless, and well, we were just talking about him, so let's start off with the athlete, and he's got a lot to say.
I'm going to the games empty-handed, but I'll come back with prestige and a wreath. I won the games! I'm so great that I bet the gods will turn me into a constellation. You know, I would have won the games, but I had a cold that day. Still, second place isn't bad, right? How did I do at the games? I don't want to talk about it. If I weren't so strong, I'd be worried about catching something. Hygiene conditions in this city are poor. I'm beginning to lose my manly muscles. I need food if I'm going to maintain my Adonis-like body. I'd like to smash the city we're paying tribute to. I'd smash it to smithereens. I don't think it will be long before we have that city rebelling against us, pinned and crying mentor.
My favourite one is definitely where he talks about his Adonis-like body. There you go. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you next time.